Hello, I'm Michael Houston, CEO, and I'm here with my lovely wife, Terry Houston, who is the founder of Houston Consulting Group and Associates. And we welcome you to our Business Empowerment Series edition today. We're so excited. We have a very special guest. But before we get started, we want to first encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel today. And you can find us on YouTube at Business Empowerment Series by HCG and Associates. And be sure to click the notification bell so you will receive the upcoming editions right away. And also go back and listen to our past editions. We've had a lot of wonderful guests on our series that have truly empowered and inspired our audience, and they surely will do the same for you. But today we have none other than Yamiek Anthony, who is the founder of Rockstar Career Moms. This is surely a rock star that you'll definitely enjoy listening to today. So we're going to get started with Yamiek. How you doing today, Yamiek?
I am well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you both.
Oh, wonderful, Yamiek. It's really good to see you again, and we worked together it seems like many moons ago. You were at DeVry University, actually, at Keller Graduate School of Management. You were in career services, and I was one of the professors over in academics. And I remember we just had great synergy in our discussions about motherhood and working and all of that. So it's really good to see you again.
It's good to see you. Well? You inspired me to see you were doing it with your 4 boys when I was struggling with 2.
But you know what? Our struggle is our struggle,
Absolutely.
Right? So we want to get into this because I am so loving all you're doing with the Rockstar Career Moms. I mean, I love that. It's just so inspiring, and the energy that you bring, the passion and the excitement. But can I read a little bit of your bio so that those watching can know more about you? Okay.
Yes.
Let me read some of your bio. Okay. So who is Yamiek Anthony? Yamiek is an entrepreneur and founder of Rockstar Career Moms. She is passionate about supporting working mothers with their career and life goals. So Yamiek believes when we support a working mother, we're not only supporting that woman, but also her children who are future leaders. I love that. Because we're raising leaders.
Absolutely.
That's what we're raising when we're raising our children. So more about Yamiek, her personal life. I love this. Yamiek was born and raised in Jamaica and has been growing up in the United States for over 20 years. You have been married. You married your college sweetheart, who's also Jamaican, and a patent attorney. And he's been a patent attorney for 16 years. And together, you all have 2 beautiful daughters. They are absolutely adorable. Yamiek has more than 14 years of experience assisting individuals with their career goals in various leadership roles in staffing, higher education, and nonprofit. You have a bachelor's in advertising with a focus in business and a master's degree in project management. And so what you've done, and this is what we're going to get straight to, is you have used your experience as a frustrated working mother and career coach to support working mothers. How appropriate. So you're a blogger, writer, fire sparker. I love that. We'll talk about that.
All right now, we're going to wait and hear about that. Fire sparker.
And a career coach.
Wow.
I love that.
Impressive.
Very.
Yeah.
So let's just get right to it, Yamiek. So how did you go from being a frustrated working mother to a rock star career mom? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Man, struggle became my passion. And so I'd say I was probably a workaholic. Did all the boxes, check them, did the college, then did the family, and I happen to really enjoy what I do for my career. And so when that transition from being a working woman to becoming a working mom, I really struggled. And I kept wondering, how do people do this? Because I really enjoy what I did. And I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but I was told that I couldn't have kids. And then I was actually told it's anatomically impossible. And so when I was blessed with 2 kids, and then I felt I wasn't doing enough with them, I was living in DC and dropping my kids off when it was dark, then rushing to beat the DC traffic, rushing at work, then rushing back to pick them up from daycare and preschool before 6 o'clock, and then realizing I was only seeing my kids that I prayed for so long to have,
Wow.
only like 3.5 to 4 hours a day. I just couldn't go on with that.
Yeah.
And so I didn't, when I was in that struggle, I did not realize it. And so I thought it was my job, my industry, and I changed all of that. And then it was still there, that thing inside of you that was, not tangible. And my husband like got a opportunity, and I said to move away from DC area to Illinois to Chicagoland. And I said, if we do this, because I just not too recently changed my job, I went to nonprofit, and I said, I'm going to take time to really like stop and figure out who I am in this season and who I want to be, and see how I can really have time to take care of my kids.
Right.
And through my own journey of trying to figure out how I could work and have a career and have time to pick my kids up and see my kids and really raise my kids, and when I started looking, I realized I was not alone in the struggle. And there are a lot of women that went through that same struggle. So out of that, my own struggle of trying to figure out how can I have time for my kids and do this thing that I really enjoy with my career, Rockstar Career Moms was born. So now I use my experience as that frustrated mom, my experience, more the career experience, put those together and created what I couldn't find, and now I use that to help other moms that's going through that struggle that I went through.
Awesome. I mean, your story, I really can feel your passion for, being with your children, especially you prayed for these children and doctors told you wouldn't have kids. What a blessing. And to think that you're going to drop them off for other people to raise them when God has blessed you, I can definitely feel that understand the frustration, put it that way. So you transitioned and you started a business. What was that transition like? Because you had been a career mom, even though you were doing what you wanted to do, you were with your children.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Business. So what was that like?
Oh man, it's been a journey. There were things that, and the thing is that I loved what I did. And so it's been a journey and an evolution. And there are parts that I actually mourn, and you don't realize it's the hustle. Even the silly things is like getting up and dressing every day at time, that was a transition.
Right.
But at first I really was like lost. I'm not lost for ideas, but it's like, where do I start?
Right.
And so it was really taking like a step back and first doing, I still have it. I made a list because I'm like, okay, where do I start? And so one of the things, we were always going to church, but not really being a part of the church.
Right.
Like saying, okay, that is the center of where I want to start for myself and our family. So it was first finding a church and getting plugged into that and finding our way back. So doing that first and knowing that I couldn't do all of this by myself. One thing, we moved to somewhere we had no family, so it was just us.
Right.
So I had to find something that I could help to raise my kids. So finding a church community, so I did that. And I realized in 2016, introduction to my new class, and my introduction, Terry, when you have intro to your new class coming in, and I wrote in it that I'm a wannabe fit mom. So I'm a wannabe fit mom. And so when I took a step back and I was like, I'm going to do all these things I've been dreaming of doing. And so I started working out because that's something that I did not give myself time to do because I just didn't with, doing the career and everything else. And so first,
Right.
just doing all these things. We did like a financial peace university, so getting a hold of our finances, so that we could put things in place because I was taking away that part of our income to, go after my dreams. So it was just things that I did going through it and then having all the ideas. And I'd say to my husband, oh my goodness, communicating with him, he was my truth teller to tell me when I was going too crazy and really supporting me even when he didn't understand what I wanted to do, and investing in myself and doing personal development and then finding people that were doing sort of like what I saw myself doing as well. So looking at those, so that's why I believe in the power of stories, because I did not know. Like I grew up, I'd say the traditional, you go to college and you work for someone and you climb that ladder. So that's what I was doing. And so when I saw women that were able to create a career and do things that they love and have flexibility and time for their family, then I'm like, just like we said earlier, like, oh, she did that. So I could do that too. I just had to figure it out. And so now I'm just like passionate about helping women and helping moms to really do that. So through my experience and my journey, using that to support other working moms.
I love that.
Wow.
And I mean, it's so much that you said, but one thing you said, which is critical, and it's been a powerful power in our life too, is the power of the local church.
Absolutely.
And you realize you can't raise your kids without that. I don't know in 2020 who's trying to raise their child outside of the church, but I'm telling you, the power of the local church. You have a community nurturing.
Right. Absolutely.
You receive a word as parents, you receive a word as a husband, wife.
I have someone coming into my office that just picked my lap.
Oh,
you.
Appropriate.
Very appropriate. Very
I love
appropriate.
that.
I love it.
She's adorable.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
But that's what we deal with.
And
that's one of the things that I hope, here we go, that I hope that will change as well, that this will be like more normal for moms to know. Because in my world, in the trip before, you had to hide that you're a mom doing interviews. And so I hope like this season that we're going through, if people see things like this, that will be okay. And we change a lot of things like for working moms.
Absolutely. And you're living and you're exemplifying being a Rockstar Career Mom. I mean, your daughter coming in and the fact that you can still be a professional, you can still provide a great service, even during this time, and still be mom, which is very important. You know what I mean? So that's living proof right there of being a rockstar career mom.
And let's talk about that. Why did you go with the name Rockstar Career Moms? How would you describe a Rockstar Career Mom?
Oh man. So as we mentioned earlier, I'm Jamaican. And so we have a saying in Jamaica that we said, so meaning that we're small, but we're strong, we're determined, we're mighty. And it's a term that's used for Jamaica because we're a small island. But I've always identified with that because I've always been like smaller or seen like the shorter person, but feeling a strength within me. And so that's how I feel like each mom is like strong, even though we're one person, but we, it's limitless. Meaning we're strong, we're one person, but we're strong. And then before my business was Power Human, because as a mom, when I stopped and I thought, I'm like, I'm not just a mom, I'm not just a wife, I'm not just my job title. Everything makes me who I am, and that's human. And so at first it was powerful human, and that is still like the overhanging. But for when I started doing blogging and writing and learning how SEO and all of that work, a part of what I had in there was like Rockstar Career Mom was a part of my tagline. And so I pulled it out because I think Rockstar Career Mom is really a working mom, however you work, your work is that you're really doing something that you enjoy and give you fulfillment while having time to take care of your family, how best fits your family and yourself. And so that's a Rockstar Career Mom, someone who's like doing her job this is the icing. If you're really doing what you're called to be, what you feel like you were sent here to do, and you can do that and serve others and then get paid for it, oh my God, that is like
right. Absolutely.
That's the icing on the cake.
Yeah, I know. And that is powerful. Even how you define rock star, and being from Jamaica and what that means. And so, well, let me ask you this. I'm interested to know, and I'm sure maybe there's somebody in our audience who is maybe feeling that frustration that you felt and maybe in a similar situation. So walk us through, no problem. How you doing again?
Hello. She's our star today.
Come on. Please, can you close my door? Thank you, baby.
All right. Hey, this is the time we're in. Hey, we're working from home and we're being rock stars in our home environment. But let me ask you this. Walk us through the kind of the transformational process, like when you have somebody who may have been in that situation that was frustrated, or maybe an aspiring busy mom who is an aspiring entrepreneur, wants to make the leap but just doesn't know how. Kind of walk us through that process of, that first time that you had that conversation. What is that interaction, and how do you get them to get that mom started on that journey to becoming a rock star mom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's really first having to like listen, and someone who may say, I need help finding a job, or I need a resume, but really hearing what it is, because sometimes they think that is it, but really it's for them to help them discover who they are.
Okay.
Who they are first starts with self-discovery. So really finding out who they are in this season that they're in, helping them. And that's why I put like fire sparker, because I think it's all within us, and I'm just here to guide you to finding it. And so help that person to do like a self-discovery and then self-development. And then through that, okay, is it that you want to transition home and not work? Or is it that you want to move out? Is it that you need to move your company? But figuring out who you are in that season. And then a lot of people have never really stopped to dream and allow themselves to really cover more, like, beyond like working for someone else, or that thing that they've been doing that everyone has been asking them to do, that would give them that they're passionate about, but they never thought, oh, that could be a job, or that could be a career, or looking how can you use it to serve others. And so it's really helping someone to take a step back and discover who they are and who they want to be.
And you talk about the dream, helping them to dream. How important is it for us to dream, working mothers?
Oh my God. It is, that gives us hope. I think when you look at something, it's like we have something else that we can get up and do. Even like right now, I see it all around me. And when people have no hope, or they have nothing to work towards outside of themselves, it's like you start looking at everything inward that is wrong. But when you have that dream that you can work towards, you may not know how to get to that dream, right? But then you can start figuring out each step of the time. So that is just like so important for us to dream and have a vision and goals to work towards.
Absolutely.
Right. Absolutely.
And I know that we're in this time of COVID-19 pandemic. Has that affected your business and how you work? And if so, what effect has it had?
Man, I thought I had 2020 figured out. I did a whole process of getting ready, like, from the end of last year to come in, and had the plan for the first 3 months and everything. So I've had to completely stop and like pivot,
Right.
Because, and really it's just like when I coached in a university setting, and it had to start with, my students. What are the needs of my students? And so at first, really, throughout the process, I felt paralyzed at times, and that I literally couldn't work, move. And I remember a friend did an interview at church, and she talked about looking outward. And just that thing just helped me, like looking outwards. It's not just about me, like being grateful for what we have. And then reminding myself, okay, now how can I show up? There's so much darkness going on. How do I want to show up for my family first? How do I want to show up for them, and then for everyone else that I serve? And so really, I've had to do that and realize some of the things I wanted to do had to go on the back burner, and then like completely change and see how I could, show up for the people that I serve. Yeah. So like even one thing, I had this one little side hustle that I did that was for really myself in my health journey. And it's through doing a network marketing. And I never thought, I would have an affiliation with another company. But that thing, because I kept having people that had lost their jobs or furloughed, and were trying to figure out how to feed their family and pay their bills. And so I felt I had an opportunity. I really was like my responsibility to share this thing for those that may not have a career, or have a skill they could fall back on to help their family. And so like that little side hustle now has grown into something that I'm using as a tool to help working moms that want to stay home or can't leave the home, but want to support themselves staying home and be able to work from home. So just like many different ways, basically like looking outward to see how I can show up and what are the needs are for those I serve.
That's
Excellent,
awesome.
excellent.
And I love that. See, the thing is, once an entrepreneur, I think is somewhat always one. And you
Yes.
recognize, I think once you're an entrepreneur, you recognize a good thing when you see it,
Absolutely.
you know?
Yes.
And it's like you can always
Right.
branch off and do other
Yes.
side businesses when you have one main business anchoring you. Would you say that?
Yes.
And so what you're able to do, and do you mind sharing what the other business is?
Pardon me?
The other business, the side hustle?
Oh, it's Arbonne, yeah. So it's Arbonne, which is network marketing. And I never thought when I first started this journey of doing my own business, I researched network marketing and I was like, oh, it's not for me. But this company was just like in line with my personal values. And there is one thing that stood out to me where like the founder said, if you could create a job that you could create a job where moms could do this work and earn an income and stay home with their family, that woman would change the world. And that just like went straight to my
wow, it resonated.
when I heard that. And so I'm like, and everything that I saw, so I'm like, okay, this is someone that I know, like my personal thing. It's
Right.
mine. Yeah. So that's
Awesome.
awesome.
The only reason why I was asking was because it's so important to understand that we have so many options.
Yes.
And I think that's the idea. And I'm sure, because, as we wrap up, we definitely want to hear about working mothers, where they can find you and everything, because you have a number of skill sets. I mean, you were a career counselor and coach at a university. So you have the, hard skill of career coaching, but you also have the soft skills aspect where you learn the on-the-job aspect of being a career mom, owning your own business. And you launched another business. So you know how to take one business and launch another one off of it. So the skills that you have, and I once heard someone say that learning, not necessarily whether you want to do it or not, that's kind of not the point to push network marketing, but something about learning how it all works is a great foundation for business.
Yes.
Yes.
For those of us who are wanting to get into business, just understanding that is just so critical. So I think you're a great funnel, so to speak, for career moms to see and to discover what it is they want to do.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the work that you do. So primarily you are a coach and you coach career moms and you blog. So what are some of the services you offer through Rockstar Career Moms?
So coaching, and really I don't do a lot of one-on-one anymore. So what I'm looking next to do is to do it in cohorts, so in group setting, to do group coaching.
Okay.
So that is the next thing I'm gonna offer to do. And then I went away from doing resume writing. I partner with someone else that wants to do the resume, so I help with figuring out then part of it. Where do you want to go? And if it's that you want to go for a promotion or something, but I have someone that I partner with, two individuals that I partner with that doing that. And then a lot of it right now is the coaching. And then I offer like resume bundles. I have tools. I have assessments that I've created where we're helping people to do that.
Yeah.
And so I started a group just for supporting like women to support each other, moms to support each other, because the power of, I've seen this, the stories, whether you're looking for a job, you're looking to transition, it's really, a lot of it is seeing what is happening right now and how I can transition or be a light within the darkness about it. But yeah, so a lot of it is coaching. And as you said, I could just see the opportunity. That's what I see too. Like, okay, how can I use that? Because this Arbonne thing, that's just another tool to help that mom. And as you said, let moms know you have options. Yeah.
That's all. Now, the assessments, are they kind of like gifting assessments, or what your bend is towards career or entrepreneurship? What type of assessments are they that you created?
like the one of the assessments is really to discover yourself, what we talked about.
Oh, okay.
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 And first thing, I think when you're frustrated, you have to figure out like where is that coming from, and who are you right now. So I always say begin with the end in mind. But if you don't know that end, you don't know how to go forward.
Can't
Absolutely.
begin.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's like
Good.
first figuring out who you are, doing that self-discovery, and then that part where you will always have some bit of clarity, so helping to find that clarity so to see how you're going to move forward. Because even if you don't know, and I've had to like get over this, because that project manager in me, like with knowing all the steps and
Right.
having faith to know that, okay, you know this part, but being able to say yes and no as
Mhm.
well, know to have that clarity. It's really having an assessment, and it's really just like the basic things, and it's using my journey. I developed this assessment, and then my experience with doing career coaching.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
You're the right person for
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is just awesome. And how can people find you specifically? If they
So I my website, which is the blog, which is like my online business house, is Rockstar Career Moms. So rockstarcareermoms.com. You
Mhm.
can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Instagram,
Right.
whether by Yamiek or Rockstar Career Moms on Facebook as well. Yeah. So
Awesome. And I
Absolutely.
know you have positive affirmations on your page too.
yeah. So that is the latest tool that I developed. I kept getting asked like, I had an opportunity to do a training the other day, and it was like some tips what to do or how to, get up when you get knocked down, when life happens and you get knocked down.
Right.
How do you get up and then keep going? So I did a training on that. So my latest blog post was giving tips of how to, like when something like COVID or the pandemic happened,
Right. Right.
how do
Absolutely.
you like,
Absolutely.
get
Yeah.
up
Yes.
We need some
and keep
tips.
going. So
Yeah.
a part of that is positive affirmation, because a lot of it is here, the mental working on our mindset. So I have positive affirmations that you could print out
Mhm.
to help you get through hard times, and then have a blank one that you can create for yourself as well. So that is on
Nice.
the website, and that's the latest. I think I'll send you the link. You can also share that.
Yes. So we'll
Yes.
post that. So all of you, we'll have all of Unique's
Yes.
information in um, the the verbiage section with this video, wherever we have it. It'll be on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube,
Yep.
everywhere.
Yep.
So,
Everywhere. Everywhere.
so we'll make sure
Absolutely.
to have all your links so that people can find you. Thank you,
Yes,
Unique.
yes, yes. You mean, yeah. Thank you very much. I tell you, I've learned so much about your business,
Mhm.
and the thing I love about what you offer is that one, you pull from all of your experiences, your professional experiences, even from your frustration. That
Mhm.
you turn into a business that is definitely adding value to the community and to the people
Mhm.
that you serve. And just from your life experiences, and you really take I like the holistic approach that you take as far as getting in the dream, the discovery,
Yes, I
find out
love
who
that.
they are, and then some practical things to do to really help, the women become rock star career moms.
Mhm.
And
I
so
love
just,
that.
I'm really excited to hear the stories in the future of those who really just, take advantage of, your services to become that rock star. And so it's just been a pleasure speaking with you today, Yamiek.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
It really has. It really has. And we wish nothing but the best for your business. And so, for those of you who are listening, definitely go back and listen to this again, because she
Mhm.
really shares some, golden nuggets from, her story and from her experiences and
Mhm.
services that, you'll definitely want to employ. Reach out to her. If you want to take your career to your business to a whole nother level, she can definitely help you do that. But Unique, again, thank you for
Mhm.
joining us today on our empowerment series. We really appreciate you.
And thank you so much for having me, and thanks for having this platform and providing this space, because it's so needed. And I really believe in the power of our stories, and for us like working together, because there's just like power in us supporting each other and us coming together.
Absolutely.
Like the it's limitless, and that's how we're gonna get through, especially these rough times.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you. This is what it's all about. And again, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already to our YouTube channel, Business Empowerment Series by
Mhm.
HCG and Associates, and catch this edition, our future editions, and definitely be empowered and inspired. Okay, thank you, Meek. And you have a wonderful day and enjoy yourself, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Bye,
Rockstar Career Mom. Okay, all right. Have a
Thank
wonderful,
you.
thank you.